Hi guys, today we're going to make a beautiful langoustine dish. It's a langoustine flan with a celery jelly, a pan-seared langoustine, fresh almonds and a langoustine and razor clam tartare. So, let's begin. We're going to start by cleaning the langoustines. First, remove the heads from the tails. Keep the heads for later to make a beautiful bisque. Now press the shell to break it and then remove it. Do this with all the tails. Now use a tweezer or a small knife to make a small incision at the back, so at the tail. And then you can easily take the intestine and gently pull it out to remove it. Keep them in your fridge for later. Now for the bisque. First cut one onion in half and clean it. Now chop it. Then cut half a leek halfway and wash it. Also chop it. Normally I don't peel my carrots for a sauce, but these were a bit dirty, so this time I did peel them. Then chop them. Also do this with 3 sticks of celery. After that heat up a big pot, add a splash of oil and start pan frying the langoustine heads. Crush them with a ladle or a spoon and fry till golden. Then add your vegetables and fry for another 5 to 10 minutes. Now add 300 grams of canned tomatoes, 4 cloves of garlic that are cut in half, 2 grams of pepper grains, 1 gram of coriander seeds and 2 bay leaves. Fry for 5 more minutes and then deglaze it with 300 grams of white wine. Let this reduce completely. Then cover the langoustines with water and let it simmer for 45 minutes. After that, pass the bisque and let the sauce drip for at least 30 minutes so you don't waste a single drop. Now let the bisque reduce for at least 50%. Once the bisque is reduced, give it a little taste and make sure that it's super rich but also a bit thick. Yeah, that's delicious. That's really liquid gold. Now for the langoustine flan. First soak 3 leaves or 5 grams of gelatin in cold water. Then pour 90 grams of the bisque into a saucepan and also add 120 grams of cream, 2 grams of salt and 75 grams of egg yolk. Then mix it well and while stirring cook it till it's 85 degrees Celsius. Once cooked, dissolve your gelatin. Always check for seasoning on salt, but this time I'm also adding some lime juice for freshness. Now cover the bottom of a plate with a thin layer and tap the bottom to spread it. Then let it set in your fridge. Now for the celery jelly. First chop 200 grams of celery. Do the same with 120 grams of cucumber. Now also add 75 grams of apple juice, 15 grams of white wine vinegar, 2 grams of salt and 6 lovage leaves. Then transfer it into a blender and blend till smooth. Now pour it on a sieve that's lined with a kitchen paper to clarify the broth. Let this drain in your fridge. While that's dripping, soak 3.3 grams or 2 leaves of gelatin in some cold water. Then pour 100 grams of the celery broth in a saucepan and heat this up till it's lukewarm. Now dissolve your gelatin and then while stirring add another 100 grams of the broth. Once it's at room temperature, add a thin layer of the jelly on the bisque flan. Let this set in your fridge. Now for the razor clam and langoustine tartare. Take some razor clams and press them so the meat comes out. Then remove it. Transfer them on a tray and give them a quick toast with a blowtorch. This is purely for flavor and not to cook them, so when toasted, directly let them cool down in your freezer. Once chilled, transfer it onto your cutting board and chop it into a nice tartare. Then transfer it into a bowl. Now take the langoustine tails and trim the sides. Also take the 2 smallest ones and chop them. Then add it to the razor clams. Now season it with a drizzle of olive oil and a touch of lemon zest and some salt. Gently mix it so you don't bruise the seafood. Now cover it and keep it in your fridge for later. Then the almonds. Take a small knife and make an incision at the top. Now twist it to open it up and take the almond out. Then also remove the skin. Now for decoration and flavor, I'm also adding some sorrel flowers and leaves. Normally I use these ones. These are the purple ones. The flowers are very delicious. They have a little freshness, they're a little bit sour, which is great with almost any dish. And today I used the green ones. My girlfriend, she planted them a couple months back and now they are ready to be used. The flower is beautiful. It has like a pink reddish flower, which is also very fresh and a little bit sour, just like the purple ones. So the flavor is almost identical, only these are purple and these are green, and I think that will go great and beautiful with the celery broth and jelly. So let's just pick a few and then we're going to finish the dish. So let's start finishing the dish. First, lay 2 lines of the tartare on the jelly and put a couple of fresh almonds on top. Then decorate with nasturtium leaves, woodruff flowers, white aster flowers, licorice grass, the sorrel flowers and the sorrel leaves. Now heat up a frying pan and season your langoustines with salt. Then add a splash of oil to the pan and pan fry your langoustines back side down. Once golden, add a knot of butter and turn down the heat. Then gently let the langoustines cook on the back side for another minute. Now take them out of the pan and season with lime zest and flaky salt. Put the langoustine in the middle of the tartare and then it's ready to be served. Okay guys, that's it for today. I am super pleased with the result. The dish looks amazing. At first I had a little bit of a different plating in mind, but in the end I'm super pleased with it. So let's just dig in. The langoustine, yeah, it's a pretty big langoustine. It's almost a lobster tail, it's that big. So yeah, that's really nicely cooked. And let's just put some of the flan and the jelly on top. And let's for sure not forget one of those beautiful fresh almonds. Okay, oh, it keeps falling off. Okay, it's a bit of a mess to eat, so maybe eat with a spoon instead of a fork, but that's delicious. The Bisque is really nice. The flan, it's very powerful. But then the jelly comes and it balances out perfectly. So the freshness of the jelly, the langoustine, yeah, langoustine that size. Any langoustine is nice, but that size, yeah, it's amazing. The tartare underneath is really great as well, and the fresh almond gives it a really nice texture. You don't really taste it that well because it doesn't have a lot of flavor, but just like the jelly, it's very fresh and it brings it a nice texture. So I think overall, really nice dish, super delicious, and for sure I'm gonna eat this later on and I'm gonna enjoy it like crazy. So that's it for today guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Like and share the video. And subscribe if you want to support my channel and see more amazing cooking videos. And as always, bon appetit!